wrestling for
Man, what's up with that nigga who crouched you at?
There's one word you used to describe me that I can't seem to get out of my head. Charlatan. And I don't even know what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's not somebody who lives in North Carolina. But I got a decent idea. I think, Terry Funk, you're out there questioning my credentials. I'm not exactly Phil Donahue, but there are a couple of things I'm a little sensitive about. One of them, my family. The other one is my claims to legitimacy in this great sport, and you've questioned them both. Well, Terry Funk, you're out there saying, hey, I don't need a goofy name like Cactus Jack. What is a Cactus Jack? You use your full name. Anybody who watches this show, Terry Funk, I'm not opening any secrets. I'm not harboring a secret. I'm Mick Foley. I was born Michael F. Foley, Bloomington, Indiana, and I don't even know what the hell New Mexico looks like. But the name kind of fit. I'm stuck with it for better or worse. So you fans, you want to chant Mickey, Mickey, you do it. You want to chant Cactus Jack, go ahead. Because I call myself Cactus Jack for one reason. I earned it! I earned it, Terry! And for better or worse, for the last 29 years of my life, this has been me. I may be a scumbag, but I'm always a scumbag. Now, who are you, Terry Funk? Are you Frankie the Thumper? Are you doing the job for Patrick Swayze? Or are you lasting all of 13 episodes at Tequila and Benetti? Well, Terry Funk, you look at me and realize I'm going to put you on a permanent hiatus. So you tell me, Terry Funk, who has the true credentials? You want your credentials as one of the greatest competitors in the sport. Like I said, I can't take that away from you. But April 15th, Terry Funk. I'm gonna leave just enough of you left to bring you into my home.
Man, what's up with that nigga who crouched you at?
There's one word you used to describe me that I can't seem to get out of my head. Charlatan. And I don't even know what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's not somebody who lives in North Carolina. But I got a decent idea. I think, Terry Funk, you're out there questioning my credentials. I'm not exactly Phil Donahue, but there are a couple of things I'm a little sensitive about. One of them, my family. The other one is my claims to legitimacy in this great sport, and you've questioned them both. Well, Terry Funk, you're out there saying, hey, I don't need a goofy name like Cactus Jack. What is a Cactus Jack? You use your full name. Anybody who watches this show, Terry Funk, I'm not opening any secrets. I'm not harboring a secret. I'm Mick Foley. I was born Michael F. Foley, Bloomington, Indiana, and I don't even know what the hell New Mexico looks like. But the name kind of fit. I'm stuck with it for better or worse. So you fans, you want to chant Mickey, Mickey, you do it. You want to chant Cactus Jack, go ahead. Because I call myself Cactus Jack for one reason. I earned it! I earned it, Terry! And for better or worse, for the last 29 years of my life, this has been me. I may be a scumbag, but I'm always a scumbag. Now, who are you, Terry Funk? Are you Frankie the Thumper? Are you doing the job for Patrick Swayze? Or are you lasting all of 13 episodes at Tequila and Benetti? Well, Terry Funk, you look at me and realize I'm going to put you on a permanent hiatus. So you tell me, Terry Funk, who has the true credentials? You want your credentials as one of the greatest competitors in the sport. Like I said, I can't take that away from you. But April 15th, Terry Funk, 2 weeks after we wrestled in front of one of the largest crowds Japan has ever seen, 60,000 people in the Egg Dome. Terry Funk, I'm going to leave just enough of you left to bring you into my home, the ECW arena, the intimate confines, and show each and every one of these fans out here an intimate view of your skull. Because make no mistake, when Cactus Jack is perched behind that second turnbuckle, and you're looking at a 287-pound missile descending on your wrinkled old body, that feeling in your throat is not excitement, it's your liver. So Terry Funk, you want to play with fire? Well, I'm not exactly a fireman, but I say there will be a rebuttal. I say, Terry Funk, your ass is going to be burned. And I say, Terry Funk, that while I am helpless to change the past, I'm going to is spent in the worst way possible. You may have put Cactus Jack's shoulders down for a 3 count today, but I'm gonna put your wrinkled old ass in a wheelchair for the rest of eternity. So think about it, Terry Funk, when day in and day out, this is the face you see. When you kiss your wife, you'll see me. When you say goodbye to your children, you'll see me. And when they leave your bitter old ass and you're washed up and you're on your dying day, I hope the last things that cross through that pathetic mind of yours are very simple. Shouldn't have messed with Cactus Jack. I shouldn't have messed with Nick Foley. Bang bang!
Your only way out of this is to focus on the past.
I still don't understand.
More than anyone else in that ECW dressing room, Tommy Dreamer, maybe more than anybody else in the wrestling industry, you are willing to pay the price, to sweat, to bleed, to suffer. You're willing to bear that cross, and I say, Tommy, don't do it! Because you see, in order to sacrifice and bear that cross for them, it means I've got to suffer too, and I'm telling you from the voice of experience that they're not worth it, Tommy. They're not worth it. You see, you've got the choice, not me. I made my bed of nails, and now I've got no other choice but to be firebombed on it. But you see, Tommy, the world is smiling at you. The wrestling business is smiling at you, and don't you frown back on it. I'm gonna take you back to a very deciding point in my life. A time when I believed in something. A time when I thought that my face and my name meant a difference. Do you remember the night, Tommy Dreamer? Because it's embedded in my skull. It's embedded in my heart. And it's embedded in every nightmare that I will ever have again. As Terry Funk took a bottle and began slicing and dicing Cactus Jack. The pain was so much, Tommy, that I'll be honest with you, I wanted to say, I quit, Terry Funk, I give. I wave the flag and I'm a coward. Please don't cut anymore. When I saw my saving grace, you see, Tommy, I looked out into that audience, my adoring crowd, and I saw 2 simple words that changed my life. Kane, Dewey. Somebody had taken the time and the effort and the thought to make a sign that said Kane, Dewey. And I saw other people around as every moment in my life stopped and focused in on that sign. And the pain that shot through my body became a distant memory, replaced by the pain that will be embedded in my skull till my dying day. Kane Dewey. Kane Dewey. Dewey Foley is a 3-year-old boy. You sick sons of bitches! You ripped out my heart! You took everything I believed in and you flushed it down the damn toilet! You flushed my heart! You flushed my soul! And now it sickens me to sit back and see other people making the same mistake! You see, Tommy Dreamer, I gotta listen to my little boy!
saw the faint remnant of a smile. And I said the Sandman's playing head games with the master, and he's winning. So Sandman, you've made my hand a useless weapon. I'm not a doctor, but it's hurt real bad. And now you've taken my psychological warfare out of the game. So I say to you, Sandman, let's let it all hang out. Where wins don't count. Where the numbers 1, 2, 3 don't mean a damn thing. To where the only variable that means anything is guts. Because you got him, Sandman. And once upon a time I did too. And so I'm gonna look deep inside my soul and say, Cactus Jack, if you can't take the Sandman out in the most vicious match in the game, then maybe you better become a full-time daddy and forget about wrestling, because ECW ain't for the faint of heart. So Sandman, I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees, and I'm asking you for the favor. You meet me in my match. Not false count anywhere, because that's far too civil in 1, 2, 3's count, and God knows I don't want them to. Sandman, Texas death match, where the last man standing wins it all. And if you can beat me, Sandman, in a Texas death match, a match made famous by the likes of Cyclone Negro, by the likes of Stan Hansen, by the likes of Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch, and by the likes of my idol, Terry Funk, then Sandman, I'll walk away from this sport. And I'll walk with my head held low, because once upon a time, the words Cactus Jack meant something in the world of wrestling. But as far as I'm concerned right now, they're words I don't deserve. So Sandman, you take the challenge, and you beat Cactus Jack, then away I go to become a full-time husband, a full-time father. And I don't want that, no, Sandman. What I want is you! Bang, bang!
I once asked Tommy Dreamer, Tommy, what is it with you? Is it ignorance or apathy? And he said, Cactus, I don't know. I don't care. Bang, bang! When you are an ignorant person, Tommy Dreamer, you're a very ignorant little boy. Ignorant and selfish. And I don't know which one bothers me more. Because you stand there and you try to drape a banner over the name of Cactus Jack and say, here is the original hardcore wrestler. Only shows just how ignorant you really are. Because you're not even close. You're not even close. Does the name Ray Stevens mean anything to you? Well, it doesn't mean a lot to the general public, because Ray Stevens was one of the original hardcore wrestlers, Tommy. You know where yourself? He's in need of a heart transplant because the years of boozing, partying, and red meat have clogged his arteries to the point where his body is barely functioning. But he can't get that transplant because he doesn't have the money. Harley Race has been a millionaire several times over, and his body lies broken, and his spirit lies battered. Why? because he was a hardcore wrestler. How many of you have dialed up the Dynamite Kid and said, "Kid, thanks for the dives onto the concrete floor. Sorry to hear that you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. But thanks for the memories." You see, Tommy Dreamer, the problem with being hardcore is, by the very nature of the name, we give of ourselves, of our bodies, of our hearts, and of our souls. And for each one of us who gives, there's bloodthirsty, low-life fans out there only willing to take. How many of you shed a tear for Eddie Gilbert? And if you did, was it not just to feel sorry for yourself that you'd never see Eddie showered in blood anymore? So Tommy Dreamer, the fact is this: get off the trip and answer my phone call. Raven has given you an out. Don't you understand? You've got the perfect excuse to just walk away. And Raven is allowing me to do that to you, because I'll tell you something, Tommy. To do what I did for you in that ECW arena and DDT you on the floor just proves to me how much love I really have in my heart. Because you gotta love people an awful lot to be willing to do what I did for you. So Tommy, I don't mean to yell. I don't mean to get upset, because I like you. And I only want the best for you. And that's why I'm saying, don't make me take this on a public forum. Forget all those losers. Answer my call, because he who lives and runs away returns to fight another day.
I've been waiting on this night, son, for too long. Tonight, it's me and you. You ain't got Justin in your corner tonight. You ain't got nobody that you can distract, so you can run up and pull that little move. Go on and do it. You see, the last two records we had, or the last two accounts we had, you drilled me. And I laid there. And I was in pain. The problem you had is, you didn't kill me. And when I laid there, I started thinking how to get him back. I brought out all my toys now. You gonna have to be in the ring with me tonight, looking at me one-on-one. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Stephen King couldn't have dreamed up a better thing than this. You understand? This will be the night that I'll open you up like a doctor and cut you and eat your guts out like a book. And then I'll take that little belt of yours. I don't want it to wear. I don't want it to show no fans. I don't want it for my kids to play with it. I've got Tom Robbins right now, and I'm gonna pawn that belt. I'm gonna go down on the strip and find a hooker and give it a hug or something. I'm gonna take it to my boys in the hood and gamble with it. I'm gonna do everything you ain't supposed to do with it, because I don't care about that belt. What I care about... Did
I can't understand the actions of my master plan. I can't
convention of your pieces coming together, and there was time for your masterpiece to begin. Would you care to explain? For 2 years, I've languished in this company, and what opportunity that a man of my skill and intellect deserves, be given to other superstars become no more friendly. I've been treated like an outcast. I've been treated like an unwanted child. I've been treated like a depraved embarrassment. For 2 years, I resisted the temptation to lash out in a rage. I resisted the temptation to quit the WWE entirely. I didn't, Coach. I didn't because I have a statement to make. A statement I will reveal in upcoming weeks. A statement that will expose the hypocrisy that chokes a statement that chokes the WWE and society itself to shine as being seduced by depravity. And you people have responded with all the justice of a $3 I see the way you people look at me. You look down your nose at me because I'm different, because I trust different.
Mirror on the wall, reflecting the outline as I take the game.
I certainly understand the loss of word. Well, it's time I showed you people that I'm not depraved. It's you people.
This is double game. This is double game.
Interview's over, Coach.
Announcer. You know why? Because I just had an announcer in Atlanta, Georgia, take away my constitutional rights. I have been fired by Eric Bischoff. He's a pretty popular guy. He's pretty popular with my legal department as well. Bishop, or should I say, jerk off. You can't take away my constitutional rights, because I'm in Philadelphia, where the Constitution. Where the Constitution success story of 96. Former coffee gopher is now leading the show in the big time. You are a piece of fucking shit.
And on that note, we're going to go to a commercial break. A bombshell has been dropped. Brian Pillman is in deep.
No, Joey Styles. You're not running this interview. I am, because I'm Brian fucking Pillman. Tell you a little more. You know what Eric Bischoff is? Eric Bischoff is each and every one of these motherfucking smart marks rolled up into one giant piece of shit. I guess you guys didn't get that. Smart marks. What's a smart mark? A mark with a high IQ? Okay, smart marks. Okay, you know what a mark is? A mark is a guy that pays his last $20 on crack cocaine. A mark is a guy that believes that OJ didn't do it. And a mark is each and every one of you sorry son of a fucking bitches. So you know what? I'm gonna do right fucking here, right now. The only appropriate thing Brian Pillman should do. I'm gonna yank out my Johnson and piss in this hell.
you throw that blonde piece of shit from WCW out, or I'll beat his fucking ass tonight. WCW reject out the front goddamn door!
I know there's a lot of preconceived notions about who Brian Pillman is. I know there's a lot of people that think I'm crazy. But I'm here to tell you, there's a sensitive side to Brian Pillman. And quite frankly, I'm very, very deeply religious. Since last week, after playing the carnage of Raw over and over again in my mind, I became deeply disturbed. Nightmares, sleepless nights. I didn't know if what I had done was right. But thankfully, a glorious awakening overcame me. I was overwhelmed with the spirit of truth. And since that day, I have been compelled to pray for all of our misgivings. And right now, I want to ask each and every one of you to join me in prayer. I want to ask each and every one of you from the top row down to the front to bow your heads, close your eyes, and join me in prayer. I'd like to pray for Bret Hart that he may have a speedy, quick, and successful recovery. I'd like to pray for all the people who rejoiced in the savage brutality of last week's show. May they be forgiven. And I'd like to pray for all those, even those many among us who exulted in the devious actions of Stone Cold Steve Austin. May you be forgiven as well. And I'd like to pray for the millions across America, this great land, who savor the bloodthirsty violence that pervades our society. Please continue to bond with me in prayer, because I'd like to pray for the complete annihilation and destruction of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'd like to pray
that in this very building tonight, he be stricken down so that he may never, ever again practice his evil craft. And I'd like to pray to each and every one of you out there now to open your hearts and minds and let Bret Hart in. Let Bret Hart, the savior of the WWF, into your heart and soul. Right, gentlemen, for once in my life, I ain't got a lot to say. You better pray that I don't come out there and beat the hell out of you. Speaking of saviors, not even Bret Hart is going to be able to save your ass. I'm not afraid of the devil. It says in the good book, an eye for an eye, and to turn the other cheek.
Oh no, this is not what we expected. This is not what we expected. And this capacity crowd clamoring for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come to...
And there's a look at the Radicals.
Have you talked to Chris? Exactly, what are you talking about? Eddie, come on, baby.
Well, it's been the problem to the ranks of the Radicals. Started at No Way Out. It continued into Raw this past Monday night. Benoit and Guerrero looked like they were working well together as a team, JR. But at the closing moments of the matchup, there you see Benoit making one mistake and gets thrown up. And Eddie Guerrero did not lift one hand to help Chris Benoit. The question is, why?
Cactus Jack. Joey, don't you think you're being just a little bit too hard on the franchise? Can't you see that the franchise, a man with a broken heart? Put yourself in his place. Haven't you ever had your heart broken? No, I'm the man who goes out there in just a few short minutes to achieve my destiny as a heavyweight champion of the world, but I can't help but think of Shane Douglas, a broken man. And despite what he may have said about his addiction to women, I have to know what broke Shane's heart was not a woman, was not a female being. It was the belt. You see, Shane, you don't have a weakness for the women, although you might like the world to think so. You've got a weakness for the gold. That little symbol that tells you you are an important man in this world, Shane, that you're not a mid-card wrestler. Well, I'll stand here right now and I'll tell you you're not a mid-card wrestler. What you are right now is the link in my journey to the heavyweight championship of the world. And Shane, I gotta face the fact that you are a man with an obsession for that belt that makes O.J. Simpson look like a matrimonial philanthropist. So Shane, you don't look at Cactus Jack and say, hey, my best friend is on his way to fulfill his destiny. You look at it like, hey, my best friend is trying to nail my own girl, and he might do it better than me. Well, Shane, snap out of it and call this one down the line, or I'll send you down the line on a very rocky road to Sanford. Bang, bang! There you have it from the challenger, Cactus Jack. Tonight, it's our...
Well, let me explain real quickly, because of the time, the physiological and psychological processes that take place.
I was 2 hours late to a building I've been in dozens of times before because I couldn't remember the way. Why don't you think about that for a while? Because when I think of the loss of physical and mental functions in my life, and make her drop down my head. When I felt my hair being torn off the side of my head. When Terry Funk put a lifelong brand into my flesh, he never gave me the revenge I truly needed. It hurt. And when Shane Lewis, a man I called friend, for the last dozen years, stabbed me in the eye. Come back, Shane, wouldn't work. It hurt. No one understands that. The ECW fans, they may get off on pain, but they don't understand it. But one man did. One man answered the call. It was Raymond. So how can I turn my back when he's got a higher purpose? When he understands my pain, and he understands every thought that goes on through this twisted skull. I'm prepared to live with my actions. But the Tommy Dreamer, who considers me the original hardcore wrestler, I'm not prepared to bear that cross. I'm sorry, Tommy. For Mikey Whipwreck, who looks up to me, I'm sorry. For every fan who ever bought a ticket thinking that Cactus Jack, hey, I'm sorry. But the fact remains that anybody, Mikey Whipwreck, Tommy Dreamer, Public Enemy, who stands in the higher purpose of raising, has now got to deal with me. And for that, I'm truly sorry. And who knows, maybe next time, I'll kill them. And get it over quickly. Bang. Bang. That ain't gonna do when I get that one last concussion that makes me go for the rest of my lifetime. The answer, Colorado Kid, is I'm not equipped and I'm not prepared to do a hell of a lot. This is what I do. It's all I do. And when Cactus Jack gives you a beating that he says ends your career, well, it ends your career. Do you want to step up and play Superman to a bunch of rednecks? Well, fly, 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 Superman. Bang, bang! I'll shoot you down. And when you're laying on that ground and Cactus Jack is soaring high above you with a 287-pound elbow aimed right at your liver, make no mistake about it, Colorado Kid. Jack's back. And he's not here to play. Flamboyant Freddy, accept my apologies. Fans of Ozark Mountain Wrestling, accept the fact that Jack's back. Bang, bang!
The tape you're watching is just a tape.
He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work. They got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. my belly's just a little big, my hand is just a little big, but brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were two bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother, and the other was right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world's heavyweight title belongs to these people. I'm gonna reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this Hard Time Blues Dusty Rhodes Tour 85. And Ric Flair, Nature Boy, let me leave you with this.
Mikey Whipwreck. He's like a son to me. And I may have had my differences with this organization, but I've never been prouder in my life than when Mikey won that championship tonight. But you people took what should have been a very special day for me, and you ruined it. So why don't you all go straight now? Go straight now. You people make me sick. I don't even feel like being here. If it was up to me, I'd have that TV tuned to TBS, watching movies for guys who love movies. But I've got a higher purpose. And you see, Tommy Dreamer, my instinct is to come here and slap the shit out of you. But that would give all of you too much enjoyment. So you all sit down, get a bag of popcorn, and get ready for the most boring match you've ever dreamed of. And I know they said that Raven would be in my corner, and you see, Raven is my spiritual guide and the best friend I've ever had. And looking at you, he may be the only friend I've ever had. But I don't need anybody in my corner to teach Tommy Dreamer a lesson. You see, Tommy, you might need some has-been hardcore hero. But Cactus Jack is his own man. He stands on his own 2 feet. And I'll take care of business all by myself. Bang, bang!
Cactus, got something to say to this little wimp?
I feel just a little bit like a school teacher here, Freddie. As far as I'm concerned, the Colorado kid has deserved a failing grade. You see, I said I was coming here to put you through a test, but I changed my mind. Somewhere during the course of the night, I changed my mind. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because you got cocky, kid. You got cocky, and somewhere during the course of that match, while I was giving you the beating of your life, you thought you deserved to be in the same ring as Cactus Jack. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you couldn't carry my jock. And even if you could, I'm not so sure you'd enjoy it, because where do you get off? Where do you get off? Hitting me with a chair
One thing my father taught me a long time ago, never beat a man with his own belt, and never take a child's toys away from him, because a steel chair is my toy. And Jonesboro and all of Arkansas is about to become Cactus Jack's naughty playground. And you want to play rough, you want to think that you can eke out a victory, and it means something to me. Look at this face, kid. Look at this face. I did not become the ugliest man in wrestling the easy way. I did not scoot out of the womb 29 years ago saying bang bang. You see, I became ugly the old-fashioned way. I earned it. All of the legends in this great sport over the past 10 years of my life have made their mark. The missing teeth, the missing ear, the scars from head to toe. And guess what, kid? You're not here. Which means not only are you not on my facial map, well, you're not even on the map in wrestling. So like Flamboyant Freddy said, no, Freddy, I'm going to correct you. They don't have to open up the wallet on my behalf because I don't give a damn. Just open up the door, open up the ring, and Colorado Kid somewhere in that skinny body of yours. You look good and hard, and please search and search until you find the guts. Until then, I'm gonna work on my penmanship.
Colorado Kid, anytime you're ready. Open up that phone book. Look it up. World Trade Center, New York City, Triple F Enterprises. Call me up. We'll be back anytime you got the guts to step back in the ring with this.
Bang, bang!
A lot of trips to the emergency room. Nights I can barely even remember. God, I love those times. And so it is with just a little bit of skepticism that I sit here with scars over every part of my anatomy, with a brain that only works part of the time. But during those parts when that brain functions, I remain very skeptical. Skeptical of people who haven't paid their dues. Skeptical of people that everyone assumes is going to be the next big thing. Because I got very skeptical of the next big thing. Do you remember boxing's Dwayne bobbing? I didn't think so. And why is it for every artistic genius like Billy Joe Shaver that remains in obscurity, somebody like Billy Ray Cyrus gets all the headlines, all the attention? I don't mean to sound bitter because I've had my shares of successes and I haven't really toiled in obscurity because I've been pretty well recognized. But everybody likes to throw a label on somebody. This guy's the next big thing. In wrestling, we're good guys and we're bad guys. Well, not Cactus Jack. You see, I'm not a good guy or a bad guy. No, I prefer to think of myself as something like a policeman. No, even better, something like a garbage man in professional wrestling. Because there's garbage all around us. And somebody's got to clean it up. You see, I have a moral obligation not just to myself, but to wrestling's future and our children's future, that makes sure that the one thing in this world that's still pure professional wrestling remains that way, and it's a difficult job. But I'm willing to go all the way to Arkansas, which isn't one of my favorite parts of the country, and do just that, because we've got the next big thing there. The Colorado Kid. And when I heard, hey, the Colorado Kid's the next big thing, I thought, bang, bang! Someone's going to shoot him down. But I heard that he took on Bull Payne and did very well, and I thought, well, maybe this deserves a second look. And so, Colorado Kid, I'm coming not as your enemy, not as your friend. No, I'm coming to Arkansas as a garbage man. Because as anyone will testify, you leave a piece of garbage in the garbage can for one day and it gets thrown out, we don't really have a problem. You leave it for a week and it gets awful rancid down there. By golly, you leave it for 2 weeks, we got maggots crawling all around and we've got a big problem. So Colorado Kid, you tell me, do we have a problem or do we not? Does a garbage man have to come in and wipe the maggots off you and ship you away? See, there's two kinds of wrestlers in the world that face Cactus Jack. Those who pass the test and those who fail. Now, those who pass the test
of guts, of stamina, of strength and courage. Well, they go on to be the biggest stars the sport's ever known. Men like Sting, he passed the test. Hey, Dustin Burrows passed the test too. It's not impossible. But for every Sting and for every Dustin Rhodes, there's a dozen would-be, could-be wrestlers, the next big things, who are sitting there babbling, handing out change in arcades because they didn't have what it took. So you tell me, and more importantly, Colorado kid, when I come to Arkansas, you tell yourself, do you have what it takes? If you do, I'll be more than glad to stick out my hand and say, welcome to the world of professional wrestling and congratulations. You paid all your dues at one time. But if you don't, so help me, I'll scoop you away and throw you out and keep the sport pure for the rest of America. Bang, bang!
Remember me? A short while ago, I came into your living room and said I was coming to Ozark Mountain Wrestling as a garbage man to get rid of the maggot-ridden carcass of the Colorado Kid, to get rid of somebody I said who was creating a massive stench upon the whole wrestling scene, a man who was supposed to be the next big thing in wrestling. Well, Freddie Fargo paid me to come in and take him out of wrestling, and I said I'd be glad to, because all I would be doing is cleansing the sport. Except for one thing. The Colorado Kid turned out not to be a piece of garbage, but I got rid of him anyway. Somewhere along the line, I lost track of what Cactus Jack is supposed to all be all about. And it's not taking payoffs. But the money kept piling up, and Freddie Fargo kept impressing upon me how important it was to get that belt. Well, belts are important in our sport. They're a symbol of excellence. They're what it's all about. They're what we all reach for and strive for, to be the best. Well, I won the belt. They told me I was indeed the best, and what happened to that belt? It was thrown into the garbage, or now I hear that maybe Fabulous Freddie had it pawned. Well, Freddie, I hope you're happy. You see, I didn't get rid of the garbage. What I did is I extinguished what may have been one of the brightest lights in this sport. Professional wrestling has become overcome by two big wrestling conglomerates. There's no room for the little guy anymore. No room for young wrestlers to get their start. Well, Ozark Mountain Wrestling was a place where wrestlers could get their start. A place where people could come from small towns and see wrestling up close and personal the way it was supposed to be. Now you look at Cactus Jack, world famous, maybe so. But also the man who's responsible for the end of an era around Jonesboro, around all of Arkansas. You look into these eyes, and you don't see pride, because I put the Colorado Kid out of wrestling, and with it, probably the hopes of Ozark Mountain Wrestling to exist. Well, Fabulous Freddie's back in New York, and he's pretty happy. Well, I find it hard to be that way, because the Colorado Kid is no more, and Fabulous Freddie, neither is my belt. Bang, bang!
What is going on?
Okay, Cactus Jack is about to embark on a 7,000-mile journey to the land of the rising sun, Tokyo, Japan, because that's where I make most of my living. The last time I was there, in front of 60,000 screaming fans, was the first ever thumbtack death match. Resulted in these 21 stitches, but you know what? I didn't care. I slept like a baby because I was proud. The Cactus Jack story has never been about making money. It's been about pride. Pride in what I do. Pride in the way I wrestle in a very sick, very strange way. Even a certain amount of pride in the way I look. But I'm not here today to talk about how proud I am, because Cactus Jack has no more pride. I got down on my knees. I looked at the Colorado kid. I stuck out my hand, and like a dog for a bone, I begged the kid. I said, please, you don't owe me nothing. You can kick me right in my fat face, and I deserve it every bit. But I'm saying, please, you be a bigger man than me. Please, Colorado kid, because Cactus Jack was dealt the dirty hand. Buddy Landell, do you have a clue as to what you've gotten yourself into? No, you don't. You don't have a clue. Because you've earned the wrath of Cactus Jack. And when the Colorado kid said, yes, Jack, I will shake your hand, not out of friendship, but out of a one-night mutual agreement born out of hatred for you, Buddy Landell, and whatever goon you may bring. Because you see, the Colorado kid said yes when Cactus Jack said he wanted in. And now Buddy Landell and whatever sick human being you might bring, I'm saying yes to taking you out. Sayonara. Bye-bye.